And Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes of the sons of Israel, saying, This is the thing which Yahweh has commanded. When a man vows a vow to Yahweh, or swears an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he will not break his word. He will do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth. Also, when a woman vows a vow to Yahweh, and binds herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hears her vow, and her bond with which she has bound her soul, and her father holds his peace at her, then all her vows will stand, and every bond with which she has bound her soul will stand. But if her father disallows her in the day that he hears, none of her vows or of her bonds with which she has bound her soul will stand, and Yahweh will forgive her because her father disallowed her. And if she is married to a husband, while her vows are on her, or the rash utterance of her lips, with which she has bound her soul, and her husband hears it, and holds his peace at her in the day that he hears it, then her vows will stand, and her bonds with which she has bound her soul will stand. But if her husband disallows her in the day that he hears it, then he will make void her vow which is on her, and the rash utterance of her lips, with which she has bound her soul, and Yahweh will forgive her. But the vow of a widow, or of her who is divorced, even everything with which she has bound her soul, will stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and did not disallow her, then all her vows will stand, and every bond with which she bound her soul will stand. But if her husband made them null and void in the day that he heard them, then whatever proceeded out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, will not stand. Her husband has made them void, and Yahweh will forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether holds his peace at her from day to day, then he establishes all her vows or all her bonds, which are on her. He has established them because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he will make them null and void after he has heard them and held his peace, then he will bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which Yahweh commanded Moses, between a man and his wife, between a father and his daughter, being in her youth in her father's house,